right. Thank you so much for that, Ms. Swindell. Serene Prince, welcome back to the program. Tell us about the partnership between the HealthJox Foundation and the Antigua Barbuda Holistic Coalition.
Sure.
How did that come?
But if I can just say quickly, I had to say this, that I want to send quick condolences, heartfelt condolences out to the family of Acacia James, if that's how you pronounce it, and to the island and the nation of Antigua and Barbuda, as I imagine that it has triggered many members in society and most importantly, parents. So thank you for letting me say that.
Yes.
The partnership with HealthJox Festival, you all had reached out to me by ways of Chanel and had invited us to facilitate the teen mental health workshop. You all are being very humble in describing this program and what you have planned in October. So in a nutshell, there's a day of prayer, right? And then there is the mental health panel discussion that's going to happen on Friday, the 11th of October. And our counseling psychologist and secretary of Antigua Barbuda Holistic Coalition, Tia Phillip, will be part of that panel. And then on Saturday, on the 12th of October, we will be facilitating one of 3 mental health workshops that will be occurring within the HealthJox Festival event, and focusing on educating them, particularly on at least one mental health diagnosis, which will probably be somewhere between anxiety and depression. We'll be focusing on impulsivity and managing those impulses with certain tools. And so when HealthJox Festival came to us and we learned about what you all are doing, we learned about what you're doing in New York City, it really aligned with us because HealthJox Festival is very much holistic. And tying into prayer and having the mental health panel discussion, that invites parents to come in and talk about it and normalize it and have a space for them to hear their voices. And be solution focused, right? So it's just not about talking. It's about being solution focused, which you all are doing here in Brooklyn, in New York. And so we had, I know we didn't have a lot of time, but we had a lot of our calls and our emails.
Yeah.
And so we're really excited to be a part of this because in October, we usually have our Antigua Barbuda Holistic Coalition usually has the annual Holistic Wellness Expo. But we just decided to pause on that this year because we noticed that it was quite difficult for people to come. So we wanted to enter spaces where people already existed and partnered with other organizations who aligned with our purpose, which is to build holistic health equity for all with an emphasis on mental health. And so we have reached out to many, we've reached out to stakeholders and companies to sponsor us in terms of getting tools, because aside from the workshop, we feel that it is really important to offer our teams tools so that they can practice, because as you know, you say practice makes perfect, but practice makes well. And so 2 of the books that we are asking persons to donate, which we're hoping that one of our donors who had expressed, I won't say their names just yet, this is a book that's written by a national in Antigua and Barbuda, and she's a principal, Kisma Jean-Pierre, you all may know her. And this is the My 10-Year Blueprint, and it's a journal that helps 10 to 16-year-olds to create their future. And this can last them a lifetime, right? So as they're figuring things out, there's mindfulness, there are prompts to guide them. And then there's also this other self-love book, workbook, and it's called Hey Girl, and it's beautiful. We're hoping that donors will also donate because we understand that it doesn't all happen in 45 minutes to an hour, right? So these workshops are really about planting the seed of information, validation, and hope. And then tools such as these can really help not only the children, but also their parents, because these books are designed so that the parents can also work alongside them. Yeah, so I'll pause there.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Mr. Bradford,
Yes.
what has been your experience hosting the festival in the United States? And what do you hope the results are going to be here in Antigua and Barbuda, where, you know, the circumstances that prevail might be a tad different?
Well, this was our 7th year. We produced our festival this year on July 27th. And this year was different. It was special. We did it for the ladies, right? For our 6 years, we, you know, the guys, the males, the testosterone, the excitement, the vibe of hip hop and basketball, you know, it's that combination that gets young men very excited. But what we started realizing is that there was a female movement that was kind of seeping up to the top. And I was like, look, we need to start addressing the ladies in our community, these young ladies that have a knack for basketball, already got their skills up, and again, they're popping on the court. And funny enough, while I was thinking that, the WNBA, New York's version, our team, New York Liberty, they reached out to me and they were like, oh, we were looking to partner with a nonprofit and we saw HealthJox is doing basketball in New York. And, you know, we wanted to know, could we do a collaboration? As soon as that happened, the New York, the Girl Scouts of Greater New York reached out to me. I think it was the same week. And this is what made me know, look, God is taking me, you know, they say riding a wave. God created the wave, right? I had it in my brain, but God created the wave, put me on the wave, and now it was just carrying me. So then I did another deal with this organization called Ladies Who Hoop. And then there was this like super amazing hip hop artist called Dewry, who had a song called Favorite Lady. So we turned the tournament into the Favorite Lady tournament. I can't make this up, guys. I don't even want to claim it. God did this one, right? And then we did this amazing tournament called Favorite Ladies Tournament for the HealthJox Festival. We also, well, it was really spearheaded by BK Network, Zach Solomon Miller. He's an amazing force in New York City regarding basketball and the basketball community. But let me stop right there by saying this. At the end of the day, we are using basketball, we are using hip hop, we're using the music, we're using the fashion to attract the young people, because we have people like Serene Prince, who is out there. She is out there ripping and running with the mental health understanding. Kayla's doing her thing out here in New York, mental health. Serene, you're in what, Queens, right? Is it Queens?
Yes, but I serve New York, New Jersey, and Florida.
And Antigua, right?
Yeah.
You're a globetrotter. So dealing, you know, creating this festival and, you know, these platforms, like I also have Creative Craftpalooza, which is an art exhibit, live fashion show, and live performances that we do out here in America, in New York specifically, in Brooklyn specifically, where we did a deal with Polo Ralph Lauren and the Lowlifes. And our very first one, we were showing young people that there are 4 seasons to your life, right? So we built out the fashion show where we started with Polo Ralph Lauren streetwear. That's season number 1. Then we went into Polo Ralph Lauren Collegiate, which is now you go to higher learning, right? And then the next one was Polo Ralph Lauren Corporate, right? Where you now get into the workforce, you start making money, blah, blah, blah. And then we had Polo Ralph Lauren, the established entrepreneur, which now you made your bones, you did your this, your that, and now you're a successful entrepreneur. You may have a jet, you may own a Benz, blah, 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 and then you live out the rest of your life. 4 seasons to your life, young people. Don't die in season 1. Most of our kids are either dying at 16, killing other people, going to jail. I mean, these kids are getting out of control. We notice it's not just in New York.
Tell you what, I need to come to Kayla Swindell very quickly.
Do it.
What are some of the biggest lessons that you have taken away from working in this festival over the years, Kayla?
Well, I just know that the young people need an outlet. And I'm just happy that they have been able to not only physically get the outlet of playing sports and things of that nature, but now that we're coupling it with the mental health awareness, we are dealing with body, soul, spirit.
That's
and
right.
we know that we are an entity that is very complex. And usually what's happening up here in your mind controls everything that you do. So we want to get the minds healthy. And once we get the minds healthy, these young people can do some really awesome things. So we're just pushing for that. We want not just the young people to be healthy. We want their families to be healthy, their parents to be healthy, and then we see a community coming together and doing some awesome things, because we know everyone is gifted. And we're just promoting the gifts that they have within. And like Dewry mentioned, we don't want them to die in their first season. A lot of them, they're dying because of fighting and shooting and getting into bad company. But we want to promote education. We want to promote speaking about what they're going through, having a talk space where they can come together and really express their feelings, because we know a lot of times parents tell kids, shut up, you should be
That's right.
not heard.
Yeah.
And because of that, a lot of young people, they're walking around bottled up with so many emotions and so many troubling thoughts, and they don't have an outlet. So we are creating this space that they will be able to talk about their feelings, and then we can give them the tools and the resources to help them, to guide them through their schoolwork, their social lives, and eventually becoming productive citizens in the community. So
I want to ask Serene Prince, what were your thoughts when you got wind of what transpired yesterday? I think it's appropriate and timely for me to put that question to you against the backdrop of what has been shared so far. Obviously, this young lady would have died in her early season under very tragic, horrific circumstances. Shireen, your thought process.
So, very honest. I'm very transparent. I had decided that I didn't want to go to social media and talk about it, because as a clinician, as a licensed psychotherapist, is what I do. It's my life's work. And I had to think about my own sense of peace and regulation, because now we have to hold space for parents, for teens, for children who are experiencing this very tragic death of a child. And I have many, many thoughts and many, many emotions. And what I want to say is that I'm prepared and I'm willing to enter a space with those who can make decisions for change, to have a discussion with those who can help us in Antigua and Barbuda acquire resources and funds to support and help children and parents. I'm willing to enter in a space and have a discussion with those who are ready to change systems and policies that are older than the years that Antigua and Barbuda have been independent.
Deep.
Powerful.
I'll tell you what, we are going to have to leave the discussion there, but I think we have a little time between now and then, between now and, the first events, for us to update our listeners and to remind our listeners and to, of course, share what they can do to participate, because we're going to have to go to someone from the Ministry of Justice. We're going to be having a conversation on what has happened. We would invite you to listen if you can continue so to do. I just want to thank all of you for joining us this morning. Chairman Emeritus and Executive Director of the HealthJox Foundation, Dewry Bradford, Program Director and Mental Health Coach, Kayla Swindell. And Kayla, I knew your appearance.
Oh, wonderful.
I'm hopeful that we can have a chit chat subsequently off camera, so to speak. And okay. Prince, a friend of the show, thank you so much. We always have time for these discussions, and so we look forward to part 2 of the update on this HealthJox collaboration. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Come to the HealthJox Festival, which will be taking place on October the 12th, 2024. And I can't wait to see you there. I'll be waiting for it.
Another level, another level, another level, another.
Taking me to another level.